Hey guys, what's up? It's BJ the Great, and today we're gonna be trying something new. Today we're gonna be doing. Today we're gonna be talking about U.S. highways and the places they're assigned to go to. Um, it's very new for me, and I haven't done this before, so I hope I do it right. We're gonna be starting with U.S. 17, as it's my hometown highway. So here's the official start of it right here. Here we have US 11 splitting off from us, and we're still joined with East 50 and South by 22, but now we're going to mention of Interstate 81. Here we are meeting 81 South, and we're being signed for Roanoke, which is awesome. I like this. Here we are splitting from US 522, we'll be signed Airport and Front Royal, while 17 and 50 get Warrenton and Washington, which is cool. And then 81 North, Martinsburg. I don't know how to feel about this one. I think it should be Harrisburg, but who knows? But anyways, here 17 South 50 East Warrenton, Washington. Good choices. Here we are meeting US 340 in the middle of nowhere. Yikes. Here, US 17 is finally splitting off from US 50, and we're being signed Warrenton, while 50 is signed Fairfax, Washington. Can't wait to cover 50 one day. Here's our first mileage sign on 17 after miles of not getting one, and it's a good one too. Marshall 12, Warrenton 24, Fredericksburg 63, which is awesome. Here we are meeting Interstate 66 and we are signed Marshall, Fredericksburg, and Front Royal. So eastbound 66 they're favoring 17 and westbound they're favoring the junction of 81 and 66. Which I'm not even going to talk about what it should be signed for because there's too many options for this. Here we are in Marshall, and US 17 is splitting from Interstate 66, and we are signed for Warrenton and Fredericksburg. Here we are meeting Business 15 and Business 29, 2 west to 11 for Warrenton and Luray, and we're meeting 15 and 29 mainline for Leesburg and Washington in 3/4 of a mile. Here are the lanes of 17 merging into the lanes at 29. Here is US 17 splitting off from 15 and 29, with 15 and 29 getting Culpeper and Charlotte, and Charlottesville, and 17 295 Fredericksburg, which is the correct choice. Here we are meeting Virginia Highway 28, which will take you out to Manassas and them places. And that mileage sign in the distance, we get this. We get Bealton with a straight arrow, Fredericksburg at 27, and Yorktown at 136. Okay, let's talk about this one. Bealton with the straight arrow, we're basically in Bealton, so you can just take that off the side. And Yorktown, that's not even a big place. I think here maybe exchange put Fredericksburg on the top line, exchange Yorktown for either Newport News or Hampton, and then if you want a third line city, either Portsmouth, Chesapeake, or Norfolk. Any one of those will work perfectly. And I'm sorry, I did mispronounce. It's Norfolk. Here we are reading Interstate 95 for one of two times, and we're signed Richmond and 95 North Washington, which, okay, I would say this is okay. Yeah, it's okay, because, Baltimore is still a little too far from here. Here we are crossing the Rappahannock River, which separates DC suburbs from the rest of Virginia. I mean, it doesn't anymore, but it still kind of does. Here we're meeting State Highway 3 for Culpeper and Fredericksburg. Culpeper because you meet 15 and 29. I don't know which one of them goes there, but I'll figure it out once I do those two. And Fredericksburg because you're not quite downtown yet. Here we meet a US 1 and splitting from I-95. We're assigned for Spotsylvania, which I thought was a town, but then I looked further and realized it's a county. Why are we signing a county here? This should be, I don't know, Hampton. Here we're splitting from US 1 and we're assigned, and US 1 is signed Ashland and Richmond, while 17 is signed Tappahannock. Okay, it's a little closer than Yorktown, but that's still not big enough to be Control City worthy. This should be Newport News or Hampton. Here we're meeting 17 Business and State Highway 2 in Newport. From where I've looked, I couldn't find no directional signage. So, I guess we're still signed Tappahannock. Should be Hampton. Here we're driving on a beautiful part of US 17 in Virginia on the Tidewater Trail. We'll find another one of these later down the road. Here we are meeting US 301 and finally we're starting with something good, Newport News. But it doesn't last long. I'll show you why in a second. But we're also signed impressively for Baltimore and Richmond, as well as Fort Walker, which I have no idea where that is. Here we're driving on another beautiful section of the Tidewater Trail in this part of Virginia, which is quite impressive. Here we're meeting US 360 and we're signed for Warsaw, while 17 is signed for Saluda. Here US 360 splits from us and we're still signed Saluda, but we're also signed Portsmouth, which is awesome. While 360 gets Richmond. Okay. Dang. Richmond does have a lot of highways that go there. Oh, okay. Yeah. But Saluda exchange that for Newport News. Here we're meeting 17 Business and we're signed Gloucester and Richmond, while 17 Business is signed Saluda because we don't actually go downtown. I'll tell you why Saluda is signed in a moment. Here we are meeting US 33 and we're signed Matthews and Richmond. Notice I said US 33 instead of Virginia State Highway 33. The reason I say US 33 is because it basically VA 33 should basically be US 33. Because, I mean, the two connect to each other and they act as a continuation for each other. Like, look, there go the signs in the distance. Like, this should just honestly be a continuation of US 33 out in Richmond. Like, come on. CDOT, what's going on? I want answers. Now. In Gloucester, here we are meeting 17 Business and State Highway 14. I don't even know why I'm showing this junction, but it's still kind of important because this is why Gloucester is signed. Here is the Coleman Bridge Plaza that crosses over the York River. It's not toll going this way, it's toll going the other direction. Here's the actual bridge itself, and here's Yorktown. This is the only reason Yorktown is signed, because of the crossing of the bridge. We get the Kentucky treatment of Colonial Parkway, while we get Yorktown and Williamsburg for some surface road. Here we are meeting Interstate 64 and we are assigned west for Williamsburg, Richmond, and east for Hampton, Norfolk. If you want to know what 17 is for on 64, I suggest you go watch the Dirt Hogs version. Here we are meeting Virginia Highway 143 and I suggest we're at Hampton now. Here we're meeting US 258 and we're only getting directions for North 258, meeting I-64. Here we are meeting US 60 and what the heck? Two signs like broke off. It's time for us to go back in time. Again, here 60 East is signed downtown. Should really be Norfolk at this point. While 17 and 258 are signed James River Bridge. What? Oh my, what? No, Virginia. This should be Portsmouth and Franklin. I don't know, but this is absurd. Just signing an actual bridge for two major highways. Oh my god. And the thing is, we don't even get a mention of State Highway 32. Yeah, State Highway 32 is with us at this point. So, why is there no mention of it? Who knows? Here we are crossing the actual James River itself on the James River Bridge. That structure to the right is the original bridge, the original two-lane bridge. Here is the part of the bridge that goes up. And here's one more shot of the structure. Here, US 258 and State Highway 32 is splitting off. 17 South Portsmouth and 258 South, and as well as 32 South Smithfield and Suffolk. And no, not Smithfield, North Carolina. Even though I think that's the infamous Smithfield. Smithfield, Virginia. The less infamous Smithfield. Here's our next milestone. It's been a long time since we've seen one of these. Get Chesapeake 11, Portsmouth 15, and Elizabeth City, North Carolina 58 miles, which is actually the correct choice. Here we're crossing the Chuckatuck Creek on the Sidney Bertram Hazelwood Senior Bridge. Here we cross the Nansemond River Bridge over the Nansemond River. I promise you guys this is our final bridge for a little while, but here we are crossing the Bartlett Creek over this old bridge that looks like it couldn't be replacing should. Here we are meeting State Highway 164 to North Interstate 664 because we don't have a direct ramp onto northbound 664 from southbound 17 and it's on Newport News, Hampton. Wow, 164 is on East Portsmouth, Norfolk, while 664 south is on Chesapeake and 17 south is on Portsmouth. That was a lot to read. Here we are crossing the High Street Churchland Bridge over the Elizabeth River. This isn't the only time we cross the Elizabeth River, and it looks like they're doing some construction. Here we are meeting US 58, and from what I saw, I couldn't find no directional sign telling us what the highways are signed for, which would kind of be helpful here. Here we are meeting the other child of Interstate 64 in the area, Interstate 264, and I do apologize for it being blurry. Here is a reassurance shield for... Wait, I thought I was doing US 17, not VA 17. Okay. And this is July 2023 Street View, so this is brand new. Well, not brand new, but this is like 2020. It's like last year's Street View. That's kind of weird. I don't even know why this is. Here we're meeting US 13 and US 460 for supper. Now, this isn't the last time we'll be meeting US 13. Here we're meeting Interstate 64 again, this time without directional signage? Oh, well, I mean, I guess at this point, the westbound lanes are going east, so, yeah, that makes sense. And then, there's some Virginia Beach, which is awesome. And thankfully, this will be the last time we meet Interstate 64. But here, we only get an Interstate 64 reassurance shield. And then further down the road, we only get a reassurance shield for 17 South. I don't know why this is. Why is this? Vida, I want answers. Now. Here we're crossing over the Elizabeth River a second time. And looks like we have some overhead signs on that gantry that are covered in tarp. Huh. I wonder what those are gonna say. Here we get 190, 217 Elizabeth City, 1 mile. Now the reason that is because on 64, going this way, we don't have a direct route onto 17 South, which I think is kind of weird. Here's the actual exit. We're also getting 168 South Toll Outer Banks and an overhead sign covered in tarp. So for a moment, let's actually pretend there is a ramp to get on to 17 South from Interstate 64 itself. This is where we would end up if those signs were to exist. We get 168 South Toll Outer Banks and 17 South Toll Elizabeth City, which is also the future I-87 corridor. Now, I mean, and in the future, I-87 is going to come up here and then eventually connect Norfolk to Raleigh. Obviously, they're not going to sign Raleigh right now because, well, 17 isn't the one going there. But Elizabeth City is kind of big enough for something on its own. Definitely not an interstate, but I'm okay with this. Now let's get back into this harsh world that we call reality, where that ramp doesn't exist. This is where we would end up if we were to take the 190 exit. Now the reason Toll South 17 is Toll South 17 is because they put a toll on this. I remember when a toll used to not be on this road back in like 2012-ish. Here's the toll itself. It's electronic tolling. And here we are on the Dominion Veterans Bridge crossing the Elizabeth River for the final time. However, this bridge used to not always look like this. Here's the old bridge. Here's another beautiful part of the highway. Here we are crossing the Northwest River. Welcome to North Carolina. Alright. So we have finally made it into North Carolina. Dang it. But Luckily, I won't have to deal with them until next week when I do US 17 in the Carolinas. So we're going to end here. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.